Stryper with the Yellow and Black Attack, 8 tracks for 34 minutes, debut release from the US 4-piece, released July 84 via Enigma. Produced by Ron Goody and the band, this was originally released as a 6-track EP with fewer than 20,000 copies pressed, and was then re-released into the version we're reviewing after the success of their second album and a loan of $100,000 from their first manager to reproduce the record. In turn, it would then go on to sell 150,000 units in its first few weeks in the market after that. So, Jimmy.
Yes, I've never heard this album. The first thing I noticed is the guitar sound. It sounds like it's been played through a 5-watt practice amp or one of those tiny little Marshall stacks you can buy from JB Hi-Fi for about $90 or something like that. The guitar sound is terrible. But anyway, I'm not paying any attention to the lyrics here or probably on any of the Stryper albums, because if I did, I'd probably put them in the bin. But you can tell...
It is behind you.
Yeah. You can tell straight away, though, that as musicians, they're very, very talented people. Michael Sweet, he's always been one of the great singers going around. He sounds fantastic on this. The production, I thought, was pretty ordinary.
80s.
Yeah, especially guitars. But for 1984, 86, it was probably okay.
Yep.
But not really now, though. It's all a bit soft and pretty and nice for me. It's kind of happy, positive, heavy rock. And I know they're singing about God and everything like that, but I'm trying to ignore that. It's all right. It's all right. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Standouts?
Pen was...
Fuck.
Divine.
I'm going to
problems.
get someone to inject one into your finger or
I have
something.
bad problems with pens, man.
Fuck.
My first time hearing W.A.S.P, my first time hearing Stryper ever. I don't know what fucking band we're doing. My God, this started out as a surprise. The first song is actually quite good, and I thought it might not be on for an onslaught of goodness and nice Bible thumping. And how quickly that changed. I hope they change over time, because this is going to be really hard to listen to. The ballad My Love I'll Always Show, that is really, really hard to listen to, and the song Come On Rock, which Rock Never Stop lyrics are just terrible. I know it's the 80s, but bands did it so much better, Def Leppard in particular.
Okay.
At least the music is pretty good, the singer's really good, but the lyrical content is like a fucking holy water squirt fest. I gave it 6 Hail Marys for the music alone. Standouts.
Did he just say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
My standouts were Loud and Clear and Reason for the Season. You might not want to sit next to me because I might get struck by lightning at some point tonight.
Very interesting.
There's a reason why we're on late at night, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For me, this one had very raw, very early 80s production values, and that said, there has been they've put as much effort as they can into presenting it as best as they could. Old school panning with a whole left and right on the guitar is pretty cool. I get a kick out of that even today. And overall, the tones are actually pretty clear, and the mix is pretty powerful yet even overall. It's just dated, as a lot of the releases are from that era. So you're not going to get away with that. It's very 80s or contemporary to its time musically. If it wasn't, sorry, what the hell have I written here? I know, it's fucked. If it wasn't for the lyrics, this is right out of the era in every other way. And that's the thing about the band. So that's why I've tried to take the lyrics out of the equation as far as I'm concerned. Michael Sweet up front is young and not yet the master of his craft vocally, but does a damn good job overall still.
Yep.
The rest of the performances are pretty good as well. Talent-wise, there is nothing wrong with this band, and they're really cohesive on the performance side. There are times when Michael wails on this record, and fuck, that sounds good when he does that. There's little touches of Foley from the era, normal, nice space as well. I believe this album would sound a bit more natural on vinyl in a big room than it does digitally like we listen to it today. Some damn good guitar work on this as well. If this was straight up metal, then people wouldn't be so quick to knock this band, because this album actually has a fair bit going on for it in the musical composition side. The lyrics, though, aside from personal beliefs, which I'm going to take out of this one, my thinking is that there are some pretty cringeworthy moments lyrically. Statements like Jesus is the way are there. However, I can handle that if they're executed well. But on this, they weren't executed well. It was very tacky the way it was presented to you. As stated, I'll try pay more attention to the craft overall than the message. And the placement of the track My Love Will Always Show, or My Love I'll Always Show, sorry, the craft isn't that well done. But it's far too soppy, genuinely not done enough. If you take it as a traditional ballad, composition and the melody are good, lyrics are bad, and that's the fundamental side of it.
Yeah.
The chorus has a good hook though, and that needs to be recognised. After that though, you get tracks like You Know What to Do and Come On Rock, which you didn't like, but I think they're good rockin' tracks. They would be really good live, I reckon, as well, in my opinion. I wonder if You Know What to Do is still being played today on the live set, because I reckon it should be. It's actually a good song for the live scene. I reckon it'll stand up. Good solo in there as well, and it's a genuinely well-written song. Well placed on the record too. Come On Rock, which Dave really didn't like. It's straight out of the era. It's tacky in all the same ways as all the other anthem songs were from the early 80s. The reverb and the guitar solo are bang on as well for that. After that, there is You Won't Be Lonely, which actually doesn't have that many faithful references in it, but the lyrics are pretty ordinary and what is clearly what meant to be a radio-friendly track. Big pop hook. Overall, the album craft is pretty good. Once you settle into it, for what the band is about and all that sort of stuff, allow yourself just to listen to it. It's actually a bit of a grower for me. The Reason for the Seas is a clear Christmas market track, however, even though you liked it. It's a pretty typical album overall from the 80s, everything else aside. All in all, while there are some not-so-good moments, there is enough on this to quote-unquote redeem it. Also, the lyrics aren't too preachy. You can get past it pretty easily in that aspect for me. It's the actual craft, the lyric writing that needs more work, not the message, so to speak. We'll see how it plays out as we move along. Gave it a 7 out of 10. I picked You Know What to Do and Come On Rock as my standouts. So, cop that, Dave.
Nice.
I think they're going to like me tonight. Anyway, on to the next one.